Hey, this is AJ with Blackhawk Bushcraft. Thank you for joining me today. I'm gonna just kind of go off script and just talk about one of my favorite knives, one of my favorite utility knives, and that is the Cold Steel SRK in SK5. And for those of you that know me personally, you know that I'm a fan of Cold Steel. I love the SRK. The Recon Scout is probably my most favorite Cold Steel larger knife, but the SRK I find to just be an all-around great utility knife to just take anywhere with you in the outdoors when you need something to accomplish with a knife. And the SRK in SK5 is probably the version I like the most because it is a knife that for the price you're getting a really good knife. Okay, not to say that the SRK in CPM 3V, which is this one right here, is a bad knife. There are subtle differences between the two. So you've got the CPM 3V version and the SK5 version. The SK5 actually has a slight shallow grind, where the CPM 3V version is a saber grind. No hollow grind on that blade at all, which is really interesting because I'm not a huge fan of hollow grind knives at all, but the SRK in SK5, which you can pick these up right around $30 USD, and I usually pick mine up from Midway USA. They're a great company, and they also offer the SRK in different variations. I think Chicago Knife Works does the same thing, but you can get like different handle configurations. This is flat dark earth, there's tan, there's black, and then something that I found that I want to show you is this version of the SRK. This is brand new. Picked this one up from Midway USA on a sale, and it must have been pretty popular because you can't even get it anymore. It's out of stock. I'm sure they'll still have it in stock. But you know, you get their El Cheapo Shikuric sheath. Just go ahead and open this bad boy up. And their sheaths aren't anything fancy, but they work. And no frills, belt loop with a snap, Velcro. You can take it on and off without having to remove your belt. So there's the sheath. And here's the knife. Okay. And what did I like about this SRK? I loved the orange hi-vis color. So there you go. Orange handle, SK5 steel, Cold Steel SRK for around $30. Just an exceptional knife. And I know there's a lot of people out there that talk smack about Cold Steel or hate the SRK because it broke when I threw it, or I tried to pound it through a tree and the tip snipped, or this or that. This is what I will say that I hate about the SRK and SK5, is this nasty black coating. I absolutely cannot stand the black coating that they put on their blades. So what are we going to do today? We're going to take this SRK hi-vis orange and give it a makeover and do something more like this and force a very nice patina after we strip that nasty coating off of it. So stay tuned and I'll walk you through the process. Okay, so we're going to take some of this Tough Strip stripper and we're going to just pour a little bit in the container just like that. Okay, this stuff is really corrosive too. So the one thing that I will say is when you're doing your knife, only put it where you want it, because if you get any on the handle, it will completely jack up your grip. So just be very careful if you're using this. I should probably have some latex gloves on to do this, but I don't. So I'll just be really careful. I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe the goop off the knife that they put all over it when they ship it. Okay, I'm gonna take a paper towel and we're just gonna kind of do this, okay? And then taking the stripper, I dip it in and I just basically blot it on. Nice and thick. All over the knife, all the way up to the plunge line and choil. And I kind of use that as the place where I stop. So we'll go ahead and just go right up to there, the choil and the plunge line. Get it on nice and thick, all over the spine too. I actually love the SRK spine once you strip this nasty coating off because they're pretty darn awesome. They're sharp and they will throw sparks from a ferro rod if you enjoy using a ferro rod against the spine of a knife. So we're just gonna do both sides here. So just like that, all gooped up on both sides and on the spine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take a couple of these things where the knife can just kind of sit on the handle and the tip, things that you don't care that get ruined. We're just gonna let that sit for a few minutes. So I'll let it do its thing, and then I'll jump back on camera and show you. So as you can see, the stripper is starting to work and lift that obnoxious, terrible coating right off the blade. Still has a few more minutes to go, and then we'll wipe it off and see if we might need to put on another coat for some stubborn spots. But isn't that kind of interesting? Just lifts right off, almost like a ribbon, as that stripper soaks into that coating. Pretty cool. Actually, let's just go ahead and take off the stuff that is ready to come off. So here I'll just take some paper towels. Okay. Make sure they're doubled over nice because I do not want to get this stripper on my hands. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and put this on here and pull that garbage off. Look at that. Pretty crazy. Okay. Let's put that back up there and just throw this in the bag. Okay. Grab another paper towel. Just get that stuff off that's already there. Being very careful not to touch and spread it up toward the finger guard and the handle, because this stripper will completely eat away at the rubber. Okay. Okay. Let's put that there for a minute. Okay. Pull it up towards the blade, all that crap. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. And then this stuff will just kind of, and I'll wipe it up. There's the spine. Just kind of help it. And this is what you're starting to look like as that stripper strips it off the SK5 carbon steel. And again, we're just gonna dab that on nice and glummy. Keep it nice and thick so that it can start lifting those nice stubborn spots. Nice stubborn spots. I should say the spots that are, oh, we just got some lightning too. Cool. Think it might rain. Yeah, I was saying nice stubborn spots. I mean, obnoxious stubborn spots is what I should be saying, because I don't find them nice. Okay, cool. Coat number 2. Okay, we're gonna try to help this along a little bit with the tip of a screwdriver. There we go. Kind of get through. It's really caked on thick. So when they coated this blade, that stuff at the top, you kind of help it along. Then as that stripper gets down, kind of thin out the stripper, and then it'll work a lot better. Let's see, stubborn spot right there. Sounds like a storm is a brewing. Again, I don't care that it's raining. I actually love rainstorms. There's nothing more calming and soothing to me than a good rainstorm with the sound of thunder and some good lightning. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, here's a spot right up there by the SRK. Let's kind of help him along. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so let's put this up here. Let's grab another paper towel. Okay, wipe this off. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I still had to work at it a little bit with the tip of that screwdriver and clean this out. This area up here was really stubborn, but it's stripped, and that's what it looks like. Okay. Now you probably are asking, well, why take off the coating if SK5 still rusts pretty darn easy? And that's a valid question. It's because I freaking hate coatings on knives. So I will take my chances with the carbon steel and pay attention and maintain it and take off the nasty coating, and then forcing a patina. And what I use to force a patina on the steel is vinegar and mustard. And what's a patina, you may ask? Well, a patina is the good oxidation on a piece of carbon steel. So it's a way to actually draw the carbon to the surface of your knife to give it a rust-resistant coating through forced oxidation in a good way. So the orange rust that forms on steel when it gets wet, that's bad oxidation. That's what causes all of your pitting and all of the issues with corroding steel. Forcing a good patina or a good oxidation on a knife allows you to protect your knife to where all you really need to do is, after you use it, you go out in the field, you do what you need to do, and then just put a little bit of light oil, lip balm, chapstick, something on it, and you'll never have any rust issues. And you can turn a good knife into a great knife by removing all that nasty black coating that tons of manufacturers put on their carbon steel blades. For any of you that have used an SRK, you know that coating sucks anyway. After good use, it'll just chip and peel, and so why even bother with it in the first place? Okay, I actually decided that I'm just gonna stay outside. It looks like the wind is not too bad. Hopefully it doesn't sound terrible in the video, but it's just a nice breeze and it just feels so good outside versus inside. So first things first, we're gonna take a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Okay. And we're just gonna wipe the blade down. Okay. Just like that. Awesome. Okay. So clean the blade with some alcohol, and then I just use yellow mustard, which is vinegar based, pretty much turmeric and vinegar. And I actually like to put a little bit of a design in my patinas. So that's kind of what I start with first. I kind of take this and I just kind of do something like this, on both sides. Just like that. Okay, so got some mustard on both sides. What that's going to start doing is oxidizing the steel You just kind of something like that. Let me just put that here and actually grab another paper towel. Let's just get one corner of this like that, and just kind of so it doesn't look too blotchy. There's some blotches there. Oh, hear that thunder. Okay. Back in frame for you. Sorry, guys. And make sure you get the spine too. Just use some of that mustard there. Put it up on the spine. Okay. So you've got something now that looks like that, and we're going to let that sit for probably 15-ish minutes. I'm not going to keep the camera on during that time, but I'm going to actually put this here and then grab a piece of tin foil. Okay, so just grab yourself a piece of tin foil like so. Oops, as I bumped the camera. We're just gonna fold that over, kind of mash it on like that. Okay. Just rip it off. And we're gonna let that sit. Okay, this mustard has been on now for about 15-ish minutes. We're just gonna go ahead and take this off. And you can see what it's going to start doing. So basically pull the knife out of the tin foil. Let's, ooh, that is some stinky mustard. The thing with the mustard patina, when you're using mustard to start the patina, it takes quite a while and usually a few coats. So I'm going to wipe this mustard off. And you're going to see here, and I'm just doing this, it really needs to stay on much longer than 15 minutes, but I want to show you what it starts to do. Okay, so if you can see here, all those wavy lines, okay? Oh, got some mustard on the back. That is what begins to happen. It begins to draw the carbon up through the still and force the good oxidation. So we're just going to repeat that process, get some more designs, let it sit for a while, and then the last part of the process after I get the design that I want with the mustard is to use some white distilled vinegar over the whole blade to really set the patina in well. Okay, so I've mustered the blade up again, as you can see here. And then I basically took just a tiny piece of tin foil and kind of rolled it into a point and then just kind of went all crazy in the mustard on both sides, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and let that sit just like that, uncovered. The thing with uncovering it is you may have a tendency to actually get some of the bad oxidation starting to form, but it will actually cause the patina to draw out much quicker than if you wrap it, and it'll actually go much darker. So typically what I will do is put the initial patina on with the mustard, wrap it, let it sit for, several minutes. Again, when I uncovered it, that was about 15 minutes, wasn't quite long enough. Probably could have gone 30 minutes. It's really interesting because sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it reacts much quicker. The second coat of mustard, I'll usually cover in the tin foil as well, but this time I'm just going to leave it out. And we're going to speed up the process. And then if I get any of the bad oxidation, we can just quickly clean that off, but all the good oxidation will still be there. And then we'll go ahead and treat everything with a final coat of vinegar, and we should be done. Okay, that's been sitting a good while now. I actually ended up doing a third coat of mustard on that. We're gonna go ahead and wipe that off now and get this blade cleaned up. Okay. Check that out. Look at that. That is a really, really nice apocalyptic patina on that blade. Awesome. Isn't that sexy? Okay. So now we're just gonna get a little cup, pour a little bit of distilled white vinegar in there, like so. And we're gonna go ahead and get another paper towel and just pretty much saturate that whole blade. Looks like I still got a little bit of mustard up by the plunge line. Shake it off, turn it over, do the other side. Again, this is just distilled white vinegar, so if it gets all over the table, it's not a big deal. It wipes up. It's not going to do anything to the table. Just like that. Okay, I've let that vinegar sit on there for a good 5 minutes now. So we're just going to go ahead and wipe off any of the residual. Just like that, see? And as you can see, a little bit of the bad oxidation, specifically on the spine. So we're just gonna give that a good clean that off really nice. As you can see, it almost gives it like a gun bluing, the vinegar. And it just really sets that patina so nicely. Oh, I love it. Okay, wipe the last of it off. Okay, let's get a little bit more of the alcohol. Nice. Beautimous. Okay, throw that out of the way. And there you go. That is all finished, all patinaed. So the last thing we need to do is just let the last of that alcohol evaporate off of it. And then we're gonna give it a nice light coat of canola oil. Okay. And what I do for that is I just use some of this spray, non-stick spray canola cooking oil. Just like that. I'm just gonna, oops, wipe that off. Nice. Light layer of canola oil before we sheathe that bad boy. You just wipe off the residual, and that's all there is to it. Taking a good SK5 SRK and turning it into a great SRK. And there we go. Okay. So we're going to stick that in the sheath. The last thing we're going to do is add some paracord to the sheath and some Ranger bands, and we'll be done with this project. Okay, I've cleaned up my mess and I've moved inside to finish this project. And again, just a really nice apocalyptic patina. I absolutely love doing this to carbon steel blades, especially when you get that stupid, nasty coating off the knife. And again, over time, like this stuff that I left there, you know, you could probably take it all the way back, but it gives me a little bit of a safety blanket, I guess, when I'm working with the stripper, not to get it on the handle. So I just kind of go to the grind and call it good. So, but anyways, let me know in the comments what you think about this. So now we're just going to add some paracord. I've got some, I don't even know, this looks like some type of a woodland camo maybe. And then going to add a couple Ranger bands. Okay. So all I do on this is I just basically start it off, you know, actually I want to go the other way first because I want to wrap it the other way. Okay, so I just basically thread this into there and then thread it under and back through like that. Allows me to kind of cinch that, and then I just get myself several feet and I just start wrapping it. I'm just going to go ahead and give this a cut right about maybe there. Okay, let's go ahead and melt the end of that. Yeah, I use my fingers, a little bit of spit. Works great. Okay, just gonna go ahead and push all those tight again, and then wrap this over, and then through there and there. Feed that through, and then finish it off just like that. Grab a couple Ranger bands. One's gonna go on the bottom. Right like that. Actually, we'll move him all the way to the top first, and then we'll put one on the bottom. Oh, didn't look like I fused it very well. Let's go ahead and take care of that again. See, you know I'm real. Everything doesn't always work out the exact way that it's supposed to all the time. You gotta be along for the ride with me. Okay, there, that's better. Bingo! Just like that. And then we'll add the second Ranger band. And that's gonna go right there, and that's going to kind of keep the cord from falling off. It, you know, it'll slide down a little bit like that, but it's not going to come out. Should actually get a tighter Ranger band. I've got some other diameters, but that'll work for all intents and purposes for right now. So I add my cord, a couple Ranger bands. You got your knife. A good SRK, which is now a great SRK with no crappy black finish. And for 30 bucks, man, you just can't go wrong. Like I said, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, the SRK by Cold Steel and SK5 for around $30 is one of the best utility knives that you can get. 6 inches of SK5 steel. Super awesome. And you just can't go wrong. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this little project. And until next time, have a great day. Take care.